In 2022, I packed up a suitcase and I left California for Naples, Italy. Not Rome, not Florence, Naples. I moved to the city that everybody told me not to move to. I was like, girl, you are insane. But I did it. I want to be totally upfront with you why I did it. I was burnt out from working multiple jobs just to keep up with the cost of living in California. I was bored and I'm not a man. I didn't really give it much thought, except for the fact that the opportunity to move presented itself. And if I didn't take this leap of faith now, I probably never would. California wasn't going anywhere. So I was like, you know what? Let me just try. Oof. I was not prepared for what was about to happen. So these are 10 things about living in Naples, Italy that I wish someone had just sat me down and told me. Naples is not what the internet told you. When I told my dad that I was planning on moving to Naples, Italy for a man, I was so afraid about his reaction. You know what he said? He goes, is he mafia? I'm like, what? I quickly learned that Naples has two stereotypes. Either everyone was like, everyone there is in the mafia, don't go, it's dangerous. Or Naples is a hidden gem. You have to go. It's so authentic. Eat, pray, and love. As someone who's been living here for almost 4 years now, I don't really agree with either of those approaches. Naples is just a city. It is a fully functioning city. Over 3 million people live here. You have accountants. You got doctors, pediatricians, shopkeepers, everybody just doing the thing. You have kids playing at the park, nice neighborhoods, you have poor neighborhoods, you have people throwing fish on your face in Pina Secca Market, and you have super chic Italian ladies with tiny poodle. Example A. Walking around in the proudest sunglasses. It's just a city like any other city with chaos and beauty. There's a little bit of everything for everyone. I kind of like that version more than either of these two narratives that the internet has. The cost of living will genuinely shock you, but maybe in a good way. I want to be really specific here because I feel like the Italy is cheap saying doesn't really cut it. I want to provide you with actual prices from my actual life. Depending on where you live, the costs may seem really cheap, they may seem expensive. My money goes way further here than it did in Southern California. Shocker! Apartments, I live in a nice neighborhood of Napoli. We have sea views and can't complain. Apartments here go anywhere from $750 to $1,500 a month, I would say is typical. When I was in California, I was paying around $2,000 a month and I was living in a dusty old shoebox 80s apartment, downstairs unit. There were cockroaches. So just that contrast alone has me like, food. Oh man, I can go to lunch here and I can get a multi-course meal, a primo, a secondo, vino, and I can pay 20 euro. In California, I think I could probably get like a piece of pizza and a glass of wine for 20 euro. Groceries, due to inflation, the cost of groceries has gone up. I remember when I was visiting Europe in college, I could go to Spain and eat for 30 euros a week. Now my groceries in Italy look more like 100 euro a week. Granted that that's for me and my husband, but still cheaper, I think, than California. These prices are specific to Naples, Italy. We're in southern Italy. If you go even more south, like in Calabria, it might be even cheaper. If you go to the north, to Milan, the prices are going to look more expensive. But generally, I feel like your money goes way further here than it does in America. Drop your city in the comments and tell me what you have been paying for rent. I want to be horrified on your behalf. The food is not what you think it is, even if it's incredible. In Naples, Italy, they are phenomenal at making Neapolitan food. The pizza is like nothing I have ever experienced, which of course makes sense. This is the birthplace of pizza, but it's chewy, it's charred, it's made and fermented with a lungo fermentazione, often it's sourdough. Oh, it's just so good. And in America, I used to avoid carbs like the plague. Here, I can eat pasta, I can eat pizza, I can eat cornetti. Okay, I am a little careful about it because I am a little gluten intolerant, but it doesn't like make me feel as crappy as it did in America. And I feel like I can just eat tastier food here and not worry about gaining as much weight because the quality of the ingredients is so much better. The food is less processed. I feel like in America they're trying to kill you so that big pharma can make money giving you drugs for all the crap you've been eating. Whereas in Italy, there's none of that. I go to my local frutti vendolo, I get my fresh fruits and veggies almost on a daily basis. It's way cheaper. For example, in America, if you want organic, you will have to go to the farmer's market and it's really expensive. Like, why do you have to pay more to have food without pesticides? I don't understand that. Whereas in Italy, I just go to my fruttivendolo, which by the way, I know all their names and they know mine. I'm like, ciao, Adele. They're like, Ambi, tutto a posto. I get my little things and I walk. That's another thing. I can walk everywhere. So I'm naturally burning calories. Whereas in America, you drive to the gym to walk on a treadmill. It's all just messed up. There's one flaw. Something that I am not happy about the food in Naples, and that is the international food department is lacking. There's one good Thai restaurant, one good South Indian restaurant. They have decent Japanese restaurants because for some reason Italians love sushi. Neapolitans are not Italians. They are Neapolitans, and that distinction matters. This took me a while to understand, but Naples is not Italy. Sure, geographically on a map, it is in Italy, but if you ask a Neapolitan, they will not say they are Italian. They will say they are Neapolitan because they are so proud of it. It also dates back to a little history lesson. The reign of two Sicilies. Italy is actually kind of a new country, but that's another thing. Neapolitans have their own distinct culture. They are some of the warmest people you will ever meet, and their dialect does not sound like Italian. I'll give you an example. Ciao is way way. Andiamo turns into scendiamo. Aspetta, aspetta. Che facciamo? Ma che facciamo? Dove stai? Where ma stai? It's so different. So I have learned after 3 years of living here to stop comparing Naples to anything else. Don't compare it to Rome. Don't compare it to Florence. Just let Naples be Naples. The bureaucracy is a living, breathing nightmare, but also somehow fine. I need to talk to you about the bureaucracy in Italy because it is real. One time, when I was trying to get my permesso di soggiorno, which is a process that I can only describe as created by somebody who loves human torture, sent from office to office because nobody in Italy wants to work, right? They're always just trying to send you to a different office to take care of you. So we were booped over to the police office. We get to the police office, the person there says, everybody just stepped out for lunch. Okay, so we wait. Then we come back to the police office about an hour later. The team is there. They laugh at us and tell us that they can't help us. And then they go back out for coffee. Do these people ever work? I don't know. But eventually, I got that permesso di soggiorno. It took me about a year. And when I got it, I cried tears of joy. So, survivor here. I applied for my tessera sanitaria, which is the national health insurance card. Still haven't got it. I've applied 3 times and counting. Eventually, you just acknowledge that this is the way it is, and it goes from something infuriating and maddening and stress-inducing to kind of something to laugh about. And it's just a common pain that you will bond with other expats when you're here. But the bureaucracy did not stop me. It did not stop the other dozens of expats I know, and it will not stop you. Be strong. Something I would recommend is find un patronato. This is a government-funded office that helps you through the bureaucratic process, or a private office, find a private office, just to have somebody to help you through the process. We ended up hiring somebody to help me finally get my permesso di soggiorno. So it is worth it because it'll save you months, maybe years of stress. There are unwritten rules about coffee and you need to learn them immediately. Let's talk coffee. Coffee in Naples is not a beverage. It is a social institution with very serious rules and strong, quiet judgment for those who violate them. Rule number 1, ordering cafe. You walk into the bar, you say un cafe, you give them a €20. It used to be a euro, but inflation, now it's €20. You give them your €20, and then you get your little scontrino, a receipt. It's un cafe al banco. So you go to the banco, the bar, and you pass the barista your receipt. They slam down your coffee, you drink it in about 45 seconds. If you enjoyed the service, you throw down 20 more cents, and you say, grazie, arrivederci, you leave. The whole thing, the whole experience will take a few minutes. Typically, if you sit down at the cafe, which is fine because, you're allowed to enjoy your life, but if you do sit down at the bar, they will charge you more. Sometimes I still sit down if I want to just enjoy my life, and that's okay. Another thing is cappuccino. Okay, people will say don't drink cappuccino afternoon. Honestly, I don't care. Do whatever the heck you want. But don't go as far as to having a cappuccino with food. Like in America, I know we get like an oat milk latte with an avocado toast. In Italy, don't do that. Like you just get your cappuccino, max you get un cornetto, like a croissant with it. But I have literally had conversations where people remember things. Someone told me, like, oh, one time I was at a restaurant and I saw a tourist sit down and she ordered a pizza and un cappuccino with a che schifo. Don't be that person. Oh, and this is a cute one. There is a Neapolitan tradition called cafe sospeso, where if you go to certain bars like Gambrinos, you can pay for your coffee and then you ask to add un caffè sospeso. So you buy another coffee, they give you a little receipt, and you put it in a little, it's like a giant mocha pot. You'll see it, it's really hard to miss. So you put it there, and the idea is that somebody who is underprivileged can then go and get a coffee that you paid for at a time. It's really nice, and the whole idea is that coffee is a fundamental human right that everybody should have access to. Actually, sometimes coffee is cheaper than water here. The driving in traffic will rewire your nervous system. Driving. I was used to driving in LA traffic. I thought I understood city driving. I had never experienced anything like Naples driving. In Naples, the rules here are a mere suggestion. Traffic lights feel like a pretty little decoration. Lane markings are purely aesthetic that pretty much everybody ignores. You'll have scooters going left and right, passing you in both directions. I sometimes feel like cars speed up when they approach crosswalks as opposed to slowing down. These guys called parcheggiatori abusivi, the abusive parkers who will basically rogue individuals who will come up to you and demand that you pay them because they helped you park your car. They essentially just like stand there on the side and start being like, bye, bye, bye. When you're like, leave me alone, I know how to drive. Anyway, those guys are great, real charmers. And dudes that walk around with squeegees and they will forcefully clean the windows of your cars. So when you see them approaching, you have to turn your windshield wipers on as a signal so that they don't clean the windshield wiper. Otherwise, if you're late, they will clean it and you have to get a euro ready on hand to give to them. It sounds ridiculous saying it out loud, but at this point, it's just become my everyday life. When I was just moving here, I was just on the back of my boyfriend's scooter and I was taking all this and I'm like, oh my god. And now I'm a boss. I'm driving around in the smart car with the toy poodle and I got the Prada sunglasses on. I know. Making real friends takes longer than you will expect. This is the one I really want American expats to understand because it's something that I really struggled with, and that is making friendships. It'll take time. Be patient with yourself. In America, we are so friendly, and you can be in line at a dirty bar bathroom and just start chatting up with the girl next to you, and the next thing you know, you've exchanged numbers and you're doing Pilates together and getting matcha lattes next weekend. Just like that, a friendship is built. In Italy, especially southern Italy, people are very warm, but I feel like warmth and closeness are two different things because here many people have been living here for generations, and they went to the same high schools with each other, the same elementary schools actually, their parents are friends, maybe their grandparents are friends, so the social circles are very close-knit. From experience here where you can be at a party invited by these people and you're surrounded by people, yet you feel so lonely because you're not truly in the group. I really struggled with that. After like a year, something shifted. Learning the names of the local vendors, huge to building my sense of community. Because now when I walk around, everybody knows my name. I know theirs. We chat, we talk about each other's families, and like I can confidently say I have loving relationships and friendships with my local vendors. But besides the people who are in my neighborhood, I found my closest circle of friends in the international community. I met one American girl, then I befriended a girl from Tuscany. Even though this girl was Italian, here in Naples, she felt like a foreigner. I befriended a German. I like to joke as my friendship group as the UN because they're from all over the place. The thing that you will notice when you move to a place like Naples, Italy, is that the international girlies having mutual need for each other, and you will be able to relate to each other in a way that you might not be able to relate to a perfectly wonderful and nice Neapolitan girl. I also have some close Neapolitan girlfriends, but most of my friends are international, or at least from other places of Italy. My Neapolitan girlfriends, it's typically the ones who have spent time traveling and have lived outside of Naples a little bit so that their horizons are just a little broader. But with friendships, just give it time. Do make an effort to learn the local language. That's so important. Put yourself out there, go to different events, sign up for an in-person language class, join international Facebook communities. It'll happen for you, and you will slowly but surely find your community. Your apartment will be different in ways that you did not anticipate. This one is kind of fun. Apartments. So there are a couple things that I want you to know about renting an apartment in Italy, especially if you are an American or just anyone from outside of Italy. First things first, these apartments are not furnished like we're used to. In America, you rent an apartment, often furniture is included, and if not, at least you have often a fridge, you might have some laundry unit. In Naples, you're essentially renting a shell. People will purchase their kitchens and they will take it with them. So you walk into a empty box and you have to figure out, how am I going to purchase and get a kitchen in here? Our last apartment, somebody took the door. They took the goddamn bedroom door. We didn't have a bedroom door. Eventually, our landlord got us a bedroom door because, I mean, come on. The bedroom door then could not fit through, ooh, a rainbow. Wow. The bedroom door could not fit through the narrow ass staircase to get into our apartment. The door was just left in the hall leaning for a while, and then eventually someone got sick of it and just moved the door. Don't know where it went. Never had a door. Okay, second, you will need a codice fiscale to rent an apartment. Yes, Italian bureaucracy. But this one is actually easier than a lot of other things. So get on that before you start apartment hunting. You can find apartments on immobiliare.it, and a lot of the communication, pretty much 99% of communication here in Italy, is done through WhatsApp. So get a WhatsApp because you don't live under a rock. Naples will change how you understand time and also yourself. Okay, last one. And this is the one that I've saved for last because I feel like it's the most special and important one. It's a little hard to explain until you've lived it, but in America, we really value productivity. I feel like your worth is based on your accomplishments and your productivity. I was like, oh, I went to Berkeley and I worked 6 jobs. Whereas in Italy, you're just inherently worthy as a person. In America, we live to work, but in Italy, we kind of work just to live. A lot of people don't work at all. They just living the life. Naples has a different relationship with time. Meals can be several hours long. It's completely normal and acceptable to go home for lunch. You can take a nap even. I fancy a 2 p.m. meditation. An hour ago, I was at my mother-in-law's and we were eating lunch and watching Bridgerton together on a weekday. The passeggiata, the stroll. In America, we have our hot girl walk. We're walking, listening to Megan Thee Stallion, exercise, yeah. We're having a passeggiata, just because fresh air is nice. It's nice to be with your loved ones, with your dog, just looking at the sea. You're just present. People are just more present here. I didn't know how much I needed that until I really experienced it. And now that I've experienced it, I just don't think I can ever go back. Big thing is that I knew moving to Naples would change where I lived, obviously, but I didn't realize that it would change how I live. If you're that person who's been quietly Googling how to move to Italy at midnight, subscribe. I'm Ambi and I make videos specifically for you. So, I'll see you in the next one. A presto!